number 2 of the Crankworx Pump Track Series. Can you believe it? Even though this is stop number 1 of the Crankworx World Tour, we're going to kick things off with Pump Track. We're going to have a little fun with this. We are out of the booth. We're in the field amongst the crowd. We're going to be able to smell the riders as they rip by. And this is a classic Pump Track race, Alan, where we chop the field in half from 8 to 4 to 2. We start giving out some hardware for this 2025 season. How good does it feel to be back?
Oh man, it feels awesome, Cam. I'm stoked. The crowd is stoked. We're here in Rotorua under the lights, kicking off the World Tour. There's no better place and there's no better way than head-to-head competition.
And this is the spot for head-to-head competition. When you think about all the different venues we have for Pump Track on the World Tour, we got a lot of good ones, but this one takes the cake in terms of how loud you get. This crowd right here gets so loud, especially when their hometown heroes are ripping through. Riders like Tohoto Ariki-Penny, who is in the final here today. We're going to be seeing him riding. And like I mentioned, this is stop number 2 of the Crankworx Pump Track Series. We had just a couple weeks ago a pump track race in Christchurch, didn't we?
Yeah, and it was a very, very fierce competitive competition. Ryan Gilchrist and Tohoto Ariki-Penny, they were head-to-head in the finals. There was almost nothing between them. Those riders have been in finals, gold medal matchups, I don't know how many times in the last few years. It's gonna be a good night.
3 times in the last year. If you think back, I'm sure a lot of you out here right now were here a year ago. The finals, it came down to Tohoto Ariki-Penny and Ryan Gilchrist. So we got them going back up against each other again. This is not a spoiler. They're both going to be in the round of 8, so we're gonna see this take shape again. But we have some new faces as well. Some riders who are really making a name for themselves already based on the results from that Christchurch race.
Yeah, definitely. We got new faces, but also before we go into new faces, Jackson Frew, not a new face, but our top qualifier tonight. We've been talking about Gilchrist, we've been talking about Tohoto, looking at all the feedback, looking at the replays, but he's coming in a little late this season, coming into stop 2, but he's coming in hot.
Yeah, like you say, the number 1 qualifier. But let's talk about the women's field. All right, we have some new faces like Sabina Kosarkova, who won in Christchurch, but we also have somebody who had so many wins. What is it, 12 pump track wins to her name, the former queen of Crankworx? Let's count them out. They're on screen right now. Caroline Buchanan.
Yeah, Caroline's back in pump track. She's back chasing that Crankworx. She's gonna be doing multiple disciplines at all of the stops. We're really stoked to have her back in that full swing, going for that queen again.
So to have Caroline Buchanan back out here dipping her talent into all these other disciplines again, going for that queen, it's going to be something that's going to be fun to watch throughout the season. You think about it, the pump track is the one where we are kind of just focusing on fun, we're having a good time, but by the time we get to the final stop of the season and you look back at all the results that really paved the way for somebody wearing a crown, these pump track races really play a huge part in it, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every single time there's a queen and there's a king battle, it really comes down to the number of points they're getting in some of these, looked at as smaller events. But this event is one of the most intense events out here at Crankworx. The head-to-head competition, the points that are up for grabs, the crowd that gets involved and really gets everybody going. It has that stadium vibe. It's gonna be a good one.
Coming into this 2025 season, yeah, we're just at stop number 1 of the World Tour, but we're gonna be putting all the pressure on the reigning queen, Martha Gill. She was out here competing today. Unfortunately, getting out in the round of 16 just goes to show how high the level of competition is out here today, especially with those new riders.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our number 1 and 2 riders from in the women's field from Christchurch, also not the number 1 qualifier. Laura Smulders coming in seemingly out of nowhere, but if you do a little bit of looking, she is the most decorated World Cup BMX racer that is. 27 wins to her name, but she's not on a BMX bike today.
Yeah, we may have 2 surprises in a row. Let's reminisce just a couple weeks ago in Christchurch when Sabina Kosarkova came out of nowhere and took the win.
Is this your first ever gold medal on a dirt pump track?
Yeah, I've never raced that. Also my first ever Crankworx, so that's awesome.
Well, congratulations. Doing it absolutely in style. And does this mean we're going to see a bit more of you at future Crankworx rounds?
Yeah, I'm doing Rotorua, but unfortunately I can't do Cairns because I'm graduating this year, so still combining school and sport.
Well, welcome to the big show. Everybody who is here on site and everybody who is tuning in from all around the world, race fans, no matter where you're joining us from, thank you for joining. And those of you here at Rotorua, let's hear it. We got the finals coming up. The fastest men and women on a pump track out here to kick off the 2025 Crankworx World Tour. This is just the start of a really action-packed weekend, though, Alan. We got a whole lot more coming. We have some some shift ups to the schedule as well. Tomorrow, we thought was going to be a bit of a chill day for you and I. We were going to be watching some downhill, but we gotta mix up in the schedule just to provide optimum conditions for the slopestyle riders. What's going to go down tomorrow?
Yeah, as you guys know, they have been around all week. The weather has been a bit windy leading into these last couple of days, but the weather's looking really good. And what they're going to do is take advantage of that slopestyle situation, and they're going to do it tomorrow. They're going to start early. There's going to be a little bit of a change up in the format. They're going to have an eliminator where they cut the field down to 8 in the men, 5 in the women. They're going to be able to come back and up their scores if they want to. It's going to be perfect for them and perfect for the crowd.
So those of you at home, set your alarms. It's going to be tomorrow morning, 8:45 a.m. local time here. So pull out your world clock on your smartphone, figure out what time that is for you, because you're not going to want to miss it. I've been watching practice clips on Instagram of what the riders are doing, and we've got some fresh faces in that discipline as well.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, if you've been checking the Instagram, checking the rosters on who's here, there's a few riders out, a couple of those top names. So there are a lot of people that are hungry. I can think of at least 4 or 5 riders we've seen on the podium in the last year that are hungry for that top step. And I was watching practice earlier, and it's going to go down.
I mean, some of the clips from Tim Bringer on Instagram, we got Caden Ingersoll, who was the Red Bull Rookie of the Year from last season. It will be his first Crankworx Slopestyle World Tour stop tomorrow. And then big dogs like Nikolai Rogakin. I can't wait. I'm excited that we're going to have less time to anticipate. We're just going to get right into it tomorrow morning, first thing.
Yeah, no messing around, no foreplay. We're going straight into it.
We've had the whip off already as well. I saw some footage from that one too.
Yeah, whip off. Yeah, that happened the other night. It was delayed a day, but they made it happen last night. I didn't actually see which riders won, but man, they were going huge.
I think it was Eddie Reynolds for the men, Kirsten Van Horn for the women, and they just seem to go higher and get more and more sideways. Every year we show back up here to the beautiful dirt of Rotorua, New Zealand. When you're here, you gotta go for a trail ride. There's so many to choose from, and it's fun to kind of poll some of the best riders in the world on what their favorite trail is. We asked Martha Gill, this is what she had to say about her favorite trail here.
Hey, it's Martha Gill here. Today we're going to be riding Eagle versus Shark, one of my favorite trails in the forest. Let's go check it out. It's a super cool trail. It's like the go-to trail that you ride to warm up. I feel like everyone loves it. It's just super fun and flowy. Got a bit of everything. I feel like Rotorua is such a unique place, like the forest, all the ferns, and the dirt. I love the dirt here. I feel like you can just ride in any conditions, and it's always super fun, and there's just so many trails to go at.
Eagle versus Shark, I swear, it is like a tilted pump track. Basically what a pump track race is, it's taking something that's super fun to ride, like the trail Eagle versus Shark, and then just putting it in an arena, like the Coliseum. I watched Gladiator 2 on the plane. You seen that one?
I didn't watch that one, no.
Do you think they really do that? In the movie, they filled it up with water and they had sharks running around and stuff. That's kind of what pump track is like.
We need to get a shark gap.
We should get a shark. We got Eagle versus Shark Trail. We need to fill this thing up with water and get some sharks out here, some rhinos. All right, I'm sure everybody out here shows up every year and you're familiar with the format for pump track, but for those of you who may be joining us for the first time on the webcast, how does this work, Alan?
Well, these riders are going to be going head to head. They're going to get 2 opportunities, one on the left, one on the right. And what it is, it's about max differential. The first rider that crosses the beam at the finish line will start the time. The second rider will then stop the time. And both runs combined, that max differential, that is what is going to make you either go home or move on.
That's the way it works. That's the way it's always worked, and that's the way it's going to work tonight. Hey, let's quit messing around. This is the Crankworx Rotorua Pump Track Challenge. Let's get this show started. We got the riders in the gate ready to go. Let's hear it for them.
So bad, it's a party round here. All I see is gold, get us through my cardies round here. Always on top for the money, never tardy round here. Now I'm on top and they love me, keep some shawties round here. And we go pop us some bubbly, cause we going high, yeah.
You know what I like about this, Alan, is we have our numero uno qualifier loaded up in the gate with beautiful conditions out here for pump track racing. If you brought your rain jacket, you're not gonna need it. Look at that. Look at the sky. It's blue, it's not windy. We could do slopestyle right now if we wanted to. We got Laura Smolders and Bella Birchall loaded up into the gate, getting ready to kick off action here. It's been a long day of racing for these riders already. They had qualifying. They had the round of 32, chopped it in half to 16, chopped it in half again to 8, and now we're gonna just keep on whittling it down until there becomes only 2. Right now it's all about Laura Smolders and Bella Birchall.
Looks like these riders are on a little bit of a hold right now. Something to keep in mind of, these riders are gonna be building all night long. The speed that they're gonna be carrying each and every round will be building with your excitement. So the louder you get, crowd, the faster these riders are gonna go, and they're gonna push all the way to the end of the night.
Ooh, I hear the cadence, here we go.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate drops down, you see a little bit of a different pump out of there. That's because these riders have no chain on the bikes, having to generate all the momentum by pumping the rhythm up and down. Let's see who comes around.
Smolders gonna cross the finish line first. The question is by how much? Just over a second, 1.09 is the advantage for Smolders.
Bella Birchall staying right there behind her, keeping her honest. They're gonna be swapping courses. Both of these courses are extremely equal. I didn't see an advantage on left or right.
Which is always nice. You get better racing that way when it's a dead heat. And like you said, you're gonna see the riders just continue to crank up the intensity as we get closer to those high pressure rounds. Here we go, heat number 2. Megan Williams and Sasha Ernest. Your 4th and 5th qualifier, so this should be a pretty even matchup.
You see that green bulb right there? That is the hole shot. Megan Williams getting a slight lead out of the front there, but Sasha Ernest is coming down the back straight over the stall wall, pumping all the way to the finish. You see them lunging.
Come on.
Sasha Ernest able to make that pass by .009. That is like,
That's nothing.
what can you do in that amount of time?
9,000ths. You can't even say the word 9,000ths in 9,000ths of a second. Sasha Ernest taking that tiny little victory there. It's going to be a really tight race when we get them back to the top of the course and switch sides. That's exactly what you were just talking about, Alan. You were saying these 2 courses are very well matched.
Yeah, the courses are extremely, extremely matched, and what you get with that is tight racing. Lead changes from beginning to end. It's gonna take a perfect run.
Do you remember when we were kind of just blabbering away earlier about Sabina Kosarkova?
Yeah, I remember.
Well, guess what? We got her in the gate right now. And if that's not enough, she's going up against Jordy Scott. Jordy Scott has accomplished so much on the Crankworx World Tour. You see that quote on screen right there, talking about the injury that she's just overcome. She's looking strong. Here we go.
This is gonna be,
Ready, watch the gate.
it's gonna be an amazing heat right here. This was the final just a couple of weeks ago down in Christchurch. Sabina Korsakova with a little bit of an advantage with the hole shot. Jordy pulling up right there, less than a bike length between 2 of them. Sabina able to take that lead, .211. So not a lot between them. It's gonna go into the next round for sure. Here we have Caroline Buchanan. Stoked to have her back out here.
Caroline, the number 2 qualifier here today, going up against the number 7 qualifier, Manon Veenstra. And it is exciting to see Caroline back out there gunning for those points. It was exciting to see her in slopestyle last year. You never know what she's going to focus on each individual season. Slight lead there for Caroline, it looks like. What happens when they round into this final straightaway? Oh!
Yeah, Caroline's gonna have to push right there. Little mistake coming out of that back turn. We have different height jumps out here. And to go as fast as you can possibly go, it's the straightest line. So hopping off of that taller jump there in the middle, popping in there, it looked like She came up a little bit short, didn't quite get the pump out of the berm, and then she was chasing from that point on.
Well, there we go. That was run 1 in the round of 8 for the women. Now it's time to focus over to the men's side of things. Let's take a look back to the round of 16 and how we find ourselves now with this field of 8. Here we go. This was run number 2 between Jackson Frew, your number 1 qualifier, and Jack Hudson. Jackson Frew showing why he was the fastest rider in seeding today. And then the number 2 rider. They're on a collision course. That's the way it works. Sometimes if you're lucky, you're gonna see the 2 fastest riders end up in the gold medal matchup. Ryan Gilchrist, number 2 qualifier. Is he pacing himself? Does he have what it takes if he ends up against Jackson Frew in the finals? Well, he's into the round of 8, so we might be able to find out. But Tohoto Ariki Pene, the rider who made it into the gold medal matchup, not only here last year, but a couple weeks ago in Christchurch, he wants to take that next step to the top step of the podium. Here he is knocking out Duke Millington, working his way into the round of 8. But I really like what this sets up, Alan. This is Tyler Waite. He was back by .175 behind Daniel Butterworth. These were the riders who were in the bronze medal matchup in Christchurch. And here we go. Tyler Waite makes up that disadvantage, finds himself a spot into the quarterfinals, and look who he's going to be going up against.
Yeah, his boy, Ryan Gilchrist. I watched Tyler Waite in that round against Daniel Butterworth, and man, he was so smooth. You could see how much he wanted it. There was about 2 or 3 lead changes in almost less than 20 seconds or whatever this track is unbelievable how much he wants it, and it's crazy he's going up against Gilchrist in this next round.
Yeah, Heat 4 will be so rad seeing the teammates go up against each other. That's always interesting. But right now, it is all about your number 1 qualifier, Jackson Frew, going up against Tommy Zula, a rider who had to duke it out with Jaden Fleming in a really tight battle there in the round of 16. Here we go, Jackson Frew and Tommy Zula. Every once in a while, Tommy Zula looks over and talks a little smack to his competitor. We might see that again today. Who knows? I'll get quiet here so you guys can hear the cadence.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Jackson Frew and Tommy Zula on course here, run number 1 of this round of 8 matchup.
Jackson Frew with a slight advantage out of the gate, getting the whole shot, but Tommy Zula is putting the power down, getting that manual out of the turn. Little bit of an overjump there. You see Tommy Zula shaking his head. You know he had more for that.
Blew it a little bit, but it's all right.
Tommy goes long on that stall wall, almost flat landing.
Yeah, some of the exciting moments just a few weeks ago in Christchurch was off of that stall wall.
What was the advantage there, Alan? I walked away from our screen.
Okay, riders, random start.
I missed it as well. It's not up now. We got another rider up here.
Ready, watch the
All right,
gate.
next up, Bailey Mears and Niels Bensink.
Niels Bensink, no stranger to this competition, former world champion and medal winner out here at Crankworx. Oh, right there.
No way. You know you're doing something special when you have a high-speed crash in a pump track race.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bensink coming out of the turn right there. We'll get a replay on that. See exactly what happened. He's looking good right there. He's got maybe a slight advantage. Oh, and he just pushes out of the turn. Now, Cam, the sun just went down, and the science says that when the sun goes down, the moisture in the dirt comes up. So
You are a scientist.
we may be having a little bit of an extra challenge out here tonight with these turns. A little bit of moisture coming up, might be getting slippery.
Oh, look at this. I spy with my little eye. Tuhoto Ariki Penny in the gate. Rotorua, let's hear it for him. Tuhoto Ariki Penny going up against Tegan Cruz, the Canadian. Tuhoto Found himself into the gold medal matchup here just a year ago. He did the same a couple weeks ago in Christchurch.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
And they're off.
And a perfect start from Tuhoto right there. That's one of his strongest attributes. I was watching the coverage from Christchurch, and he has found another level of the start. Up and over that stall wall, just keeping it comfortable right there. Looking so smooth.
A .462 advantage there for Tuhoto, the 2023 King of Crankworx. And now this is the heat we were looking forward to when we saw this start list. Here you go, the teammates with the rainbow stripes there. Ryan Gilchrist going up against the youngster, Tyler Waite.
Random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gilchrist with a snap.
Start.
A man right there, not afraid of the weight of the World Championship stripes. He's got the jersey, and he said, paint my bike like it too. Using that to his advantage, but Tyler Waite is right next to him, and a mistake right there out of Gilchrist. So something that we haven't seen before. Gilchrist on his heels a little early, and Tyler Waite, man, it's gonna be awkward back at the team hotel tonight.
I would not count Ryan Gilchrist out quite yet. Look at the sheer amount of speed Gilly took into this stall wall. How in the world would you scrub that hard enough to keep it to the landing?
Yeah, one person might say, oh, Tyler got lucky on that one, but man, you make your own luck, especially in this discipline. He had the pressure on Gilchrist so hard, and that's where that mistake came from.
Look at that, Gilly giving credit to the youngster there. Tyler Waite putting the advantage on Ryan Gilchrist. It looks like just under a quarter of a second. .22 separates them. Tuhoto with the advantage over Tegan Cruz. Mears over Ben Sink. And Jackson Frew, your number one qualifier, put .43 on Tommy Zula. Well, we're moving things fast here, Alan. We are right into elimination territory in this round of 8 matchup. Run number 2 for the women up on the screen right now. We're taking a peek at the matchups as we load that first heat into the gate.
Yeah, Laura Smolders and Bella Birchall up here for round number 2. They've switched sides. Let's see what they can do.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Laura with a healthy advantage of 1.098. She needs a consistent run here.
Also getting that hole shot right there. I talked a little bit about it earlier, building the speed. You can override too soon. You gotta find that limit. The absolute fastest you're gonna go on this track needs to be your last lap out there. So Laura doing that, advancing on to the next round.
I mean, she's the one to beat out here today. What's that pressure like when you quali first and you're working your way through these rounds, everything's going your way, but the night is so far from over?
I mean, Olympic medalist, 5-time World Cup BMX overall champion. I think pressure is something she's totally comfortable with.
So you're saying this is familiar territory and she's right at home?
Absolutely.
Well, I can't wait to see what happens next. Laura Smolders into the semifinals, eliminating Bella Birchall. Well, who's going to go up against Laura, Allen?
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out. It's either going to be Megan Williams or Sasha Ernest as they are making final preparations in the gate right now for you, Rotorua. Things are heating up here. Who will go up against our number 1 qualifier for the women's field in the semifinals? I'd say we're less than 30 seconds away from finding out. And we're way less than a day away from finding out who's going to take the first World Tour stop of the Crankworx Slopestyle World Tour. That's coming up tomorrow, right over there on the Slopestyle course. I'm looking at it right now. If you're here right now, you want to be here tomorrow morning as well, because that's going to be an insane show, 8:45 a.m. start. Oh yeah, we have a little trail maintenance going on here. Makes sense.
Yeah, watching that replay of Bensink coming out of that turn. It looked like his front tire just pushed a little bit. There was a little bit of a soft spot in that turn coming up, you see them shoveling and smacking it down. Could have been some of that moisture coming up like we were talking about.
And Neil's got so compressed into that roller as well. Lost a little front tire traction, arms started folding, everything compressed into that handlebar. Trail crew taking care of business right now, making sure that this course is prepped and ready for Megan Williams and Sasha Ernest. One of them is going to earn a spot in the gate against #1 qualifier Laura Smulders. As the crowd fills in here in the amphitheater of the Crankworx Rotorua Pump Track Challenge venue. I don't know, Alan, what do you think's better? The nosebleeds are kind of good way up there on the hill. Oh, they're off.
Yeah, not a bad seat in the house, especially not for Megan Williams, getting that 1.5 advantage out of the gate. But Sasha Ernest is going to be pushing right out here in front of her home country. Crowd, what has she got in? Sasha Ernest comes through with that .059 advantage, an unbelievably close race, but enough to advance on to the next round.
Well, that really delivered. When you see the number 4 and 5 qualifiers going up against each other, you're hoping it's going to be tight racing, and this one did not disappoint. So Sasha Ernest will go up against Laura Smulders in the semifinals.
Next up, we got some world champ stripes. And what was our gold medal matchup just a few weeks ago, Jordy Scott and Sabina Kosakorova.
Jordy with an opportunity here.
Ready, watch the gate.
Only a .211 for Jordy to make up, but Sabina getting that hole shot, doing what she needs to do. Jordy taking a little bit different line, jumping in. Let's see how it works out coming out of this final turn, pulling up right alongside. Sabina is gonna have to keep her right behind her and does so.
Man, it almost looks like Sabina is riding with a rear view mirror, just keeping an eye on Jordy. Jordy was going for it, like you said, gapping into that berm section, leaving it all out on the table. Great to have Jordy Scott back out here.
That's definitely a skill that I'm sure Sabina has perfected in her BMX days. Knowing where the other riders are is almost like a rider's sixth sense without even looking behind them, knows exactly what is happening.
So much different here though, right? You can get distracted by seeing your opponent in your peripheral. You have to just focus on your own race. Somebody who knows how to do that. We got Caroline Buchanan in the gate right now. If I remember correctly, I think Manon Veenstra has the advantage. She does. It's a .187.
Yeah, Caroline gonna have to really dig deep right here. There's not much time out here to make up. And it looks like Manon is keeping her really honest, and she's going to do it. Manon Veenstra able to knock out Caroline Buchanan, former queen of Crankworx. That just shows you the level out here. These riders are none other than the best pump track racers in the world.
A respectable day out here for Caroline. Great to see her back out here competing in pump track. But Manon Veenstra secures herself a spot going up against Sabina Kosakorova, the number 3 qualifier today. Coming off the win in Christchurch. The only rider in the women's field with a win in pump track so far in this very young season. A look at our round of 4 now. It's gonna be Smulders and Ernest. Kosakorova against Veenstra.
I love it. A couple of new faces in there. A lot of new faces in there. That's just showing you how much reach the Crankworx World Tour has. It is on people's calendar.
Well, we still have a Kiwi in the women's field. Ernest earning her spot into the final 4. But now we got the men loaded back up into the gate. It looks like we got Jackson Frew up there.
Jackson Frew with the most enticing kit I've ever seen in my life. He is looking fast. He looks so good out there.
Jackson Frew and Tommy Zula.
Couple of gunfighters right there.
Zula's got the game face on today, as always. And if anybody can pull it out with the pressure on, I think Tommy Zula's the guy who can do it. He's got to make up .432. And as we saw with that bobble from Niels Bensink, it's a long day. Anything can happen as we get into these later rounds. So it's never a shoo-in, even if you have the advantage.
Absolutely. Tommy Zula is not out. One of the places to watch for Tommy to make a move, if he's going to do it, I'm going to say it's on the back side of the stall wall to the finish line. Watching him in practice in some of the earlier rounds, that was where he was the most powerful and fastest. I saw him make up time on nearly every rider. So if he's within striking distance, he's going to get it. Let's see what happens right here. Jackson Frew with the hole shot. Tommy Zula is going to give it everything he's got. Jackson Frew right next to him, side by side, coming across. Tommy Zula is able to stay low, and that's where he was strong, but not strong enough.
You were exactly right. Tommy Zula found an extra gear in that final straightaway. Scrubbed the living snot out of that stall wall. Gained a lot of speed. Crossed the finish line first. It just was not enough. He needed to make up .432.
And watch the intensity of Tommy from right here on to the finish line. That is where he had Jackson Frew on the ropes, but it just wasn't quite enough. If you're wondering why, how does Tommy Zula do that? It's all that leg strength. Tree trunks that boy has.
Well, Jackson Frew, numero uno qualifier today, delivers on that promise and secures himself a spot into the semifinals. Who do we got next, Alan?
We got Bailey Mears and Niels Bensink. Bensink is gonna have that maximum.
Ooh, this is a good opportunity to explain that.
Yeah, so there is a maximum disadvantage. A rider can only win by 1.5 seconds. Means that is the amount that could be the biggest difference, but coming in this right here, that will be for Niels Bensink. He needs to make up 1.5 seconds right now on Bailey, but Bailey is only a bike length behind. Will it be enough? Niels Bensink does pull out quite a bit. Was it gonna be enough? Unfortunately not.
So Bailey Mears earns his spot into the semifinals. He'll be going up against Jackson Frew. It's bittersweet, right? You're like, hey, I made it out of this round. Oh my goodness, I'm going up against the #1 qualifier.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, that move on every single time, but you know Bailey Mears is gonna be ready for whatever the next competitor has to give.
Ooh, speaking of the next competitor, you know that face on the screen right there? None other than the local boy, Tohoto Ariki Penny. Let's hear it for Tohoto. Tohoto racing against Tegan Cruz.
Tohoto getting a perfect start, getting perfect backside on that metal grate, getting all the power down, momentum moving forward. And here comes Tegan Cruz pulling alongside. This is where the strategy goes.
.46 between them. What's it going to be? Not enough.
This is where we talk about not overriding, only doing what you need to do so then you can elevate your intensity every single time you visit the course. That's what Tohoto was doing right there.
That was good defense there by Tohoto. Look at that. You watch his bike dance while manualing. His hips are kind of turning the bike to keep it straight while he's manualing and driving that back tire down through those compressions to generate absolutely as much speed as possible. Here we go. Tyler Waite, Ryan Gilchrist in the gate. Ryan Gilchrist, the man to beat in this discipline. Here we go.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Ryan Gilchrist with time to make up .27. He gets that out of the hole shot, but Tyler Waite, can he keep him in his sights? Can he stay close enough and do the unthinkable? And Gilchrist goes down.
Wow. Gilly looking to make up .22.
There's not a lot of room to make up time out here, so Gilchrist was absolutely 110%. It looks like his bars turned right there. I'm not sure if that would have been the reason why he crashed. It may have just been a slight mechanical.
Did his hand blow off? He was leaning back so hard to pump. I am really going to be looking closely at this replay. That was insane.
It looks like he's okay though. Let's make some noise for Gilchrist Rotorua.
Let's hear it for
Tough
him.
way to go out.
Leaving it absolutely all out on the table. Yeah, we got a twisted stem, that's for sure. I'm hoping we get a replay of that. It was an explosion. Here we go.
Yeah, here he comes out of this turn right here.
Oh! Didn't it look like his hand fell off the bar?
watch the rear tire. It looks like he's maybe just mistimed the backside of that roller with his back wheel. It looked like he gave all his energy into the backside, but it didn't create the forward momentum. So when he came into the next roller, he was front end heavy and went over the bars.
Well, how about that? The youngster, Tyler Waite, is going to advance, but Bree is standing by with Gilly now. Bree?
Gilly, I know that's not the result that you were going for. Talk us through what happened.
Oh, it was a fast run in the first round by Tyler, and then he put me up against the ropes. I had to really send it, and yeah, good job to him for making it through, and yeah, I really had to give it everything I had out there, and just stoked that he's going through to that semi-final.
Your teammate Tyler was putting the pressure on you. What do you think of the way that he's been riding?
Oh, he's the most talented rider in Rotorua right now. He's like well and truly in front in the downhill, and he's doing all the B-lines in the downhill track, so yeah, super proud of him, super stoked that he's in Turk, and hope he goes all the way.
Do you think he's going to win?
Yeah. I hope he does.
Thanks, Gilly.
Thank you very much.
You got to give it to Gilly right there. He was trying to make up that .22, and he was willing to do whatever it took to make it happen. You're never going to see that guy not try hard enough. And, you know, he's going down swinging, but it's great to hear that interview. He's excited to see his teammate advance. Tyler Waite, the youngster, how about that kid? 17 years old, right?
Yeah, 17 years old, making it happen out here against his teammate. Not that different from when we saw Mick Hanna introduce Gilchrist to us a few years ago.
They have that kind of routine, don't they? You get the veteran, and they take a youngster under the wing and just raise them up. There's so much knowledge in the brains of those veterans.
Yeah, well, I got to ask Rotorua a question. Are you guys ready for the semifinals?
Oh my goodness! Come on,
Under
you gotta
the
be ready
lights,
for the semifinals.
we got the fastest riders in the world.
She's ready right there.
She's ready.
Is
They're
that
ready.
Waldo? No, she's ready. We got the semifinals. The stage is set for both the women's and the men's fields. We are down to 4, but you know what? We're not going to drop this gate unless you guys get so much louder. We've been here, what is this, our 11th year being here? I know what you're capable of. You can get so much louder than that. Come on, let's hear it. This is the Crankworx Rotorua Pump Track Challenge. We've whittled the field down to 4 for the men and the women. We got the women loaded up into the gate now. This is going to be your #1 qualifier. Laura Smulders going up against Sasha Ernest. #1 and #4, this can be a tight matchup, and you got those real David and Goliath, Cinderella type stories here. Anytime you see somebody going up against the #1 qualifier.
Yeah, this is where we start figuring out some of the riders' strategies and how they're building. We see the #7 qualifier right there. Maybe a little bit of a dark horse that we weren't ready for.
There they are. Laura Smulders, the #1 qualifier. Going up against Sasha Ernest. Ernest, the #4 qualifier. Here we go, they're off and running.
Laura Smulders gets that hole shot, so she's keeping that momentum going, but Sasha Ernest has been really strong in this S-turn coming around the back straight. Side by side, not much between them. Looks like Sasha aired out the stall wall just a little bit. Laura was able to stay low and get full pump on that backside. And look right there, times of the day. Could be something to look forward to in the finals.
I mean, this next heat that we're going to be seeing loaded up into the gate here, Manon Veenstra, she has, was it the top 3 fastest times of the day? This may be our dark horse. She's an Olympic silver medalist. She's going up against the racer who won pump track in Christchurch, Sabina Kosarkova, who qualified 3rd. Manon Veenstra, definitely the dark horse here. Here we go, let's hear it for them.
Gate comes down, Sabina gets the hole shot, but Manon Veenstra is gonna be putting all of the pressure that she has coming around down to the final straight over the stall wall. Manon Veenstra has a slight advantage over Sabina. I can't call it right there.
Look at that.
.016, almost 1,000th only between them.
Veenstra in the lead, you gotta love to see this. She is pacing herself very well here. You want to put down that fastest run of the day when it counts the most, and we're getting close to that time here.
Yeah, this is where we figure out the strategy on how these riders were playing the day. Veenstra just collecting the top 3 fastest times of the day right there, so she's building into the night perfectly.
And you had to wonder too, right? Okay, is Sabina kind of holding her cards close to her chest? She's gonna need to lay it all on the line when we get them back up to the top of the course and switch sides. Veenstra with the advantage over Kotsarkova. As we take a look at where we stand now with the men's semifinals matchup, it's gonna be Fru versus Mears. Tuhoto Ariki Pene.
Looking at Jackson Fru's setup right there. 55 PSI. You Rotorua mountain bikers might think that's a lot. But on this track, that's how he's creating momentum.
Jackson Fru. We're gonna let them hear the cadence.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
There we go, Jackson Fru and Bailey Mears on course.
Long wait on that random start. Jackson Fru.
That was a long wait.
Like ice right there, not even stressing about it, staying exactly where he needs to be.
Jackson, perfect there, putting a .33 on Bailey Mears. I mean, look at the Kiwi contingent here in the top 4 for the men's field. I have a feeling that is due to this crowd right here. We're gonna need some more of that if you're gonna wanna see Tuhoto put an advantage on top of Tyler Waite here.
We got New Zealand in the gate, New Zealand. Can we hear some noise, New Zealand?
Hey, what about, where's my Tyler Waite fans at? There we go.
Random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
The number 3 and number 10 qualifiers, an unlikely matchup, but that's how pump track goes. You see right there Tuhoto with the 3 fastest times of the day out of the gate.
Whoa.
He's able to come right alongside of Tyler Waite.
Wow, Tuhoto through the finish line first by just 0.05 hundredths of a second. The only problem here is you're gonna lose a Kiwi out of this one way or another. It's going to be a tight race here when we get them back up to the top, but Tuhoto with a very, very small advantage there, very much within striking distance for Tyler Waite, the youngster who was able to put the pressure on Ryan Gilchrist, the reigning king of Crankworx, knocked him out of the competition, pushing him past his limits. We got Jackson Fru and Bailey Mears. Fru with the advantage. This is heating up. This is that moment that we were talking about. We're gonna start it out, it's gonna be chill, it's gonna be fun, and then stuff's gonna get serious. Look at the eyeballs when they're in the gate.
Yeah, like we were talking about, the riders are building their speed, and the guys that were holding back a little bit earlier are definitely picking up, and it's coming down to the wire.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we have some of the fastest racers in the world out here in pump track, but we got so many different disciplines. We had Air DH go down yesterday. Did you see that guy? You ever heard of that guy, Richie Rude?
Richie Rude, yeah, I heard of that guy. He's won some enduro races,
I think he's
right?
had a couple results in the past. Well, it turns out he likes racing out here in Rotorua, New Zealand. He also likes riding out here for fun. Let's find out what are some of his favorite trails in Rotorua.
Hi, my name is Richie Rude, and this week in Rotorua, Tutiata is one of my favorite trails. I think Tutiata is, I don't know, it's just a fun track. Like, it's pretty fast through the woods. It gets real tight with all of the big ruts and stuff and some of the corners, so it has a bit of variety, but it kind of gets you going. The trails in Rotorua are pretty special. I don't know, I always find them like really fun and exciting, and kind of when you're in like the deep forest and you got all like more of like the native trees and stuff, it's pretty cool just being all kind of in the canopies and everything, and yeah.
Well, Richie Rude right there was sharing the podium in air downhill with Tyler Waite, who you can cheer for out here. He's rolling it in pump track, making it to the semifinals. He also shared that podium with Ryan Gilchrist. Great to have Richie Rude out here. It's gonna be exciting to see what he does in downhill.
Yeah, shout out to the Yeti riders, just dominating all weekend already. And what is this, day 2?
Yeah, day 2. They've already owned a podium in air DH. Tyler Waite very much positioning himself to find another podium finish here for the men's category, but it's all about the women right now as we have our heat loaded into the gate.
Ready? Watch the gate.
Laura Smolders smooth out of the gate, our fastest rider out here so far with the 3 fastest times on the track. Sasha Ernest really gonna be pushing here. She's gonna need to do a lot to make up. Looks like she pulls side by side, keeping Laura honest, but you can see she was just doing what she needed to do. As long as you can keep them behind you in your peripheral, that's what you need to do.
Laura really seems to be strategically keeping those riders in her rear view mirror. It has to come down to all that BMX experience, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. 8 riders in one track. It's like a melee, a UCI BMX race. I can't believe how intense those races can be. But she's out here making it happen on some bigger wheels out here. BMX bikes are 20-inch wheels. These are 26-inch wheels right here. They actually create more pump and you can go a lot faster. So both of these riders coming from World Cup BMX are making some adjustments out here tonight.
CWNEXT royalty, 4 times Olympian, 5 times World Cup overall winner. What's it like to be here at Crankworx?
It's so much fun. It's totally different. Yeah, all the World Cups are the BMX racing stuff. So always watch the Crankworx at home live streams, and I thought, well, I just want to give it a go. So here I am.
We're loving having you here. #1 qualifier. Any extra pressure being the #1?
Well, yeah, I just keep going faster and faster, or I try to, but I'm not really increasing or whatever. But I'm just trying to keep it smooth. Smooth is fast. So yeah, we'll see.
Smooth is fast through to the finals. Give it up for Laura.
Thank you.
Let's hear it for Laura Smolders, ladies and gentlemen.
Some of the best racing advice ever given. Smooth is fast and on the edge of control.
Love it. What do we got going on here?
Okay, riders, random start. Rider is ready. Watch the gate.
Gate drops down right there. Manon and Sabina out clean. Sabina with an advantage, but Manon getting a really good pump into that taller roller. That momentum is going to carry around right there to the finish line, pulling upside to Sabina. Can she do it? Unfortunately, looks like she hit the front wheel on that final roller, and it slowed her down just a little bit, but was able to make up.
Look at
enough.
that. Manon Veenstra. How about it? Earning herself a spot into that gold medal matchup against Laura Smolders. Let's hear it from Manon Veenstra.
Yeah, watch right there. You see her back tire drop in. She was able to manual all the way up and over that 3 or 4 foot tall roller. That increased her momentum, and she carried it all the way to the finish line right there. I thought this is where she would have lost it with that front tire hidden, but no, she just lunged through and made it happen.
Manon, you're through to the final. You've just knocked out the world champion of pump track. What's the secret?
I have no idea. Actually, to be very honest, I didn't think I had that. So I'm a little bit surprised right now, but it's super cool to be here. I have all my family here from this side of the world, so super cool to experience this with them and just having fun.
You're up against Laura Smolders for the final. What's the strategy?
Well, I feel like I see her at every race I ever do, so we just have another crack at it. Like, we're just gonna have fun.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
A couple riders with some really rich pedigree in BMX joining up in the gold medal matchup for the women here in the Crankworx Rotorua Pump Track Challenge. That will be Laura Smolders and Manon Veenstra. That's one to look forward to.
Yeah, that's going to be an unbelievably competitive final right there.
Well, who's going to secure a spot into the gold medal matchup for the men? That's our big question, because the bronze medal matchup and the gold medal matchup are determined for the women. Bronze medal round's going to be an absolute drag race between Sasha Ernest and Sabina Kosarkova. And we got to do the same thing for the men now. Jackson Frew with 0.33 of an advantage ahead of Bailey Mears. Can Jackson take that #1 qualification spot and drop it all the way into the gold medal matchup. He looks like he's got the focus to pull it off. Here we go.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
The start's so important right here, and Jackson able to make it happen. Bailey Mears on his heels right there, but making a nice little gap right there. Can he carry that momentum, pulling right alongside of Jackson Frew? But Frew just too fast over those rollers. Man, he looks good.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was thinking on that final straightaway. Good luck trying to gain speed on him on that final straight. He's staying so low on that stall wall and being incredibly efficient with that back tire in those rollers. Jackson Frew taking that #1 qualification spot all the way to the gold medal matchup. He's still got work to do. Let's take a look at this final straightaway. It was just nuts. Look how low. This front tire was almost underneath the landing.
Watch the acceleration. No chain on that bike, just accelerating.
I'm here with our #1 qualifier, Jackson, and you're through to the final. What's going on? Are you surprised to be in this position tonight?
Extremely. If someone can tell me what I did in qualifying to do that, please, I'd love to know, because I got no idea what I did.
You look so focused. I feel like we are seeing a bit of a different Jackson tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I think I kind of miss Christchurch, and so I'm kind of here just doing it because I love to do it, and the support's not really here this year, so it really is just for me and for my choices, and racing's the best.
What's the strategy for the final?
Everything in the kitchen sink.
Thanks, Jackson. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Well, the last time we saw Jackson Frew on the podium of a pump track race on the Crankworx World Tour was last season, the bronze medal in Innsbruck. He's positioning himself well right now. He's guaranteed a medal. Will it be silver? Will it be gold? Here we go. A quote from Tohoto. You know he loves competing in front of this home crowd. He's done it year after year with you backing him all the way. But take a look at this right now. I mean, what are y'all gonna do? You got Tohoto Ariki Penne, but you also got a man by the name of Tyler Waite, and he needs your love and support as well. Let's hear it for Tyler Waite. Who's it gonna be, Rotorua?
Tohoto strong out of the gate right there with the whole shot, pumping up and over that tall one. Coming out of this final turn, he has a half a bike length advantage, looking really strong. And right there, I think that was the first time we got to see Tohoto actually do a run with 100% intensity from beginning to end. It's on tonight.
Yep, that was full Tohoto mode right there.
It's been warm up until now.
Look at that smile. That was another gear, wasn't it, Alan? Look at that start. He hopped. That was like a bunny hop world record coming into that downslope.
Yeah, the graphic earlier was showing it looked like Tohoto had the 5 fastest starts of the night. He's locked in on that start. But right here, we haven't seen him push all the way to the finish. And look at his aggression and pumping, just extending that lead.
I'm here with our local hero, Tohoto. Tohoto, that was so intense. How badly do you want that gold tonight?
Oh, pretty keen, eh? Yeah, pretty keen.
You've had the 5 fastest times tonight. What's the secret to that start?
Oh, I didn't even know that, but just go, I don't know, just go hard. Yeah.
You've definitely got the crowd on your side. Who have you got here watching? Have you got the whānau?
Yeah, got the whole whānau out, heaps of the bros, and yeah, no, it's all good. Cheer.
Tohoto, best of luck for the final.
Thank you.
He's the best.
Yeah, there's nothing better than performing at your highest level in front of your people. What a night.
Especially year after year. That's gotta be like a drug, right? Like, to get that rush of having all your closest family and friends cheering their heads off for you as you absolutely do the unthinkable on a bike. I have a little deal for you, but you have to pay close attention, all right? Here's how it's going to work. We have something really cool to give away Sometimes we give away a piece of Crankworx merch, which is really cool. But I think this is even cooler right here. This is an authentic Caroline Buchanan jersey that is signed by Caroline Buchanan. You can win this thing, but you got to jump through some hoops. Here we go. Pay attention closely. You have to get involved. You have to follow at Crankworx on Instagram. You have to follow at Red Bull Bike on Instagram. Then you have to leave us a comment on the most recent post. The comment has to be tagging the rider you think is going to win this race. It can be for the men, it can be for the women. We want to see who you think can win, and you might win this Caroline Buchanan jersey right here. It's as simple as that. So get on, do that, and we're going to keep the race going. Somebody's going to win it. It could be you. Riders loaded up into the gate right now. This is, right? This is like face-to-face, all-out drag racing. What do we got here, Alan?
I'm pretty excited, Cam. This is the first time I've been a part of giving out hardware in 2025. What do you think, Rotorua? You guys ready to give out some medals? Let's see who's gonna do it tonight. You think Tohoto's got it? I think so. All right, let's get this going. Gate drops down in the bronze medal matchup with Sasha Ernest and Sabina Kosakorva. Sabina with that hole shot right here. She's gonna be wanting to back up her gold medal from Christchurch with a bronze, but whoa, Sasha right there coming down the straight, able to make some magic happen. I didn't see where she made it happen, but she came out of those back turns with so much momentum.
You know, I think Sasha says, all right, come on. I qualified one spot off of Sabina, and this is when I really need to let it all hang out. So she did exactly that. She crossed the finish line first. She has the advantage going into that final run of this bronze medal matchup.
Yeah, Sabina's still doing a great job. Unfortunately, having a bit of a disadvantage there, but let's not forget, she's on a BMX bike and she's on dirt. Yes, she is the pump track world champion, but this is only her second pump track race on dirt. So she's not only getting used to a new bike, she's getting used to new tracks, and she's also fighting for medals.
Well, Sasha Ernest is fighting hard right now. She has the advantage. As we take a look at our bronze medal matchup for the men now, this is gonna be Tyler Waite going up against Bailey Mears.
Speaking of backing it up, you know Tyler's going to want to back up that bronze from a few weeks ago.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate drops down. Tyler's going to try to capitalize on that mistake that Gilchrist made. Looking really smooth right there, but Bailey's going to be keeping him really honest. Slight advantage over there for Bailey, coming over the stall wall, and that's where Tyler was really fast, but not fast enough. Bailey Mears with a .112 advantage going into round two.
Bailey Mears making it happen. Where's my Bailey Mears fans at?
Yeah, I'm a Bailey Mears fan.
I feel like with this crowd right here, we're gonna probably have more Tyler Waite fans than Bailey Mears fans, just, you know, based on the flag. But you gotta give it to Bailey Mears putting that .112. He wants it bad, he wants that bronze medal. Looks like he's willing to do whatever it takes to get it.
There you see Bailey Mears coming off that backside, using every backside he can possibly get to create that forward momentum. You see him wheeling across the finish line. You got to be careful with that, because if your front tire is too high, you'll actually miss the beam, and it'll be your rear wheel that trips the beam. So something to keep an eye on.
Well, Rotorua, are you ready to see your first gold medal matchup here in this 2025 Crankworx Rotorua Pump Track Challenge? Make some noise. That's what I'm talking about. Where's the beer garden? Here we go. Loaded in the gate. Your gold medal matchup run number one for the women. Smolders and Veenstra.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
The All-Netherlands final is off. Laura Smolders with that hole shot, but Manon starting to accelerate coming around these final turns. What's it gonna be as they come side by side? Looks like Manon has been able to make up that advantage. But Laura pushing all the way to the finish, keeping it incredibly tight. Almost nothing between these riders with a .045.
0.04 of a second. That is nothing. We will have a drag race for this gold medal for the women's field.
So cool to see the Crankworx World Tour bring in riders from other disciplines, Olympians. It's fun out here. Everyone wants to come to the Crankworx World Tour.
We have 5 stops on this Crankworx Pump Track Series. Of course, the 3 World Tour stops here in Rotorua, then in Cairns, Australia, then Whistler, BC, but also those 2 Summer Series stops as well. All right, Rotorua, take a look at what we have in store for you right now. In the gate right now is run number 1 of the gold medal matchup for the men's field. Jackson Frew, the number 1 qualifier. Let's hear it for him, Jackson Frew.
Oh, yeah.
Going up against Jackson Frew is none other than Tohoto Ariki Pene. Ooh, I feel that. I got goosebumps. Block it out, Jackson, block it out.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
This is where he needs to hear you, Rotorua!
Look at the intensity out of Tohoto, snapping out of the gate. He wants this bad. Make some noise, Rotorua. Here he comes. Slight mistake out of Tohoto. Jackson Frew able to get a bike length lead.
Jackson crosses the line first by a tight margin of .118.
Slight little mistake coming out of that final turn. It looked like Tohoto's front wheel got a little caught up on that upside, but able to make up some of that time and keep it really, really tight. He's not out of it yet.
How about that start? Let's take a look back, see what you're talking about.
Yeah,
here.
watch Tohoto's front wheel right here. He comes out, and right there it pushed a little bit, and he missed full pump out of that. But you see him right there. He makes up about a wheel after that mistake.
But also, you've been mentioning all night how flawless Jackson Frew is on that final straightaway. Oh, it sounds like Bree's got a special guest. Who you got for us, Bree?
I've got the most successful enduro rider of all time, Richie Rude. Richie, what do you think of the pump track action tonight?
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting. It's nice to watch our teammates, Ryan and Tyler out there, and all the boys are going pretty quick.
They're going quick. Someone else who's going quick is yourself. You qualified second for the downhill tomorrow. What are your expectations for tomorrow?
Yeah, just hoping for another good run tomorrow, and there's a lot of quick boys out there, so looking to go fast and enjoy the track out here.
You were the 2013 Junior World Champion of Downhill, and you've been doing some extra preparation for this season. Tell me what you've been doing.
Oh yeah, just trying to ride downhill bike more, and honestly just, remember to let go a bit more, and just go for it.
Thanks, Richie. Best of luck for tomorrow.
Thanks.
That's a guy who knows how to go fast on a bicycle right there. But if you're not possessing the bike skill on the level of Richie Rude, you can't go that fast. Well, there's still opportunities to go fast out here at Skyline Rotorua. How about the luge course? Could you imagine the crazy slope riders getting on that luge course? I couldn't imagine it, and we won't have to because we got some footage of that. Take a look.
Oh my God.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my God. You can get pretty loose on those luge courses.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they have a new course. It looked like they had some banks on the turn. I think that's a good call.
You can get into some trouble up there.
Yeah, a lot of trouble. I've been up there, actually.
My first time. Oh, well, you know what? Let's stop talking about luge right now because we got something way more exciting. We got riders in the gate, Alan.
You know we do. This is our bronze medal matchup, round 2. Sabina has a slight advantage over Sasha, but we saw her make an incredible lunge out of that final back section. Let's see if she can make it happen right here. Sabina getting the hole shot, so doing what she needs to do, keeping Sasha just behind her. But this is where Sasha made an advantage last time. Let's see if she can do it again. Coming up and over the stall wall. Sabina just a little bit too fast. Able to hold on for that bronze medal.
Well, Sabina does it. There we go. She took the gold at the first stop in Christchurch, and now she's got podium perfection as she earns herself the bronze medal. Let's hear it for Sabina Kozarkova. That's some consistency right there if you think about the fact that she was the number 3 qualifier. Now she's finishing in 3rd with that bronze medal.
Yeah, a couple of podiums. That graduation that she was going to miss cans for, she might have to call in a Zoom.
Priorities.
I'm here with our bronze medalist, Sabina. Congratulations. What does that one mean to you?
Thank you. I'm really happy I set up the fastest time right now because I saw it on the screen, so I'm really happy I was building up the speed every lap. Bummer a bit to miss the final, but yeah, good luck to the Netherlands girls.
And this is on your first year at Crankworx. What do you think of it so far?
I love it. I should do it more, I know it, and hopefully next year I'll do the whole series. Yeah, it's something different and so much chill.
You are the current pump track world champion, but this is your second time only riding on dirt. How different is it?
Oh, it's really different. I feel always like I'm touching the back wheel with my butt, so it's really hard. So I prepare more like my BMX bike, but yeah, learning.
Sabina, congratulations on the gold medal, bronze medal.
Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations goes out to Sabina for securing that bronze medal right there. Who's gonna grab the bronze medal for the men? Will it be Tyler Waite? Come on, who thinks it's gonna be Tyler Waite? Make some noise, or is it gonna be Bailey Mears? I have a feeling I know who they're rooting for. We're gonna get quiet so they can hear the cadence, but then I want you to get so insanely loud, cheering the name of the rider you wanna see grab that bronze medal. Let's get quiet.
Gate pop sound, Bailey Mears with an awesome hole shot there, but Tyler Waite putting the pressure on. He knows he's got time to make up. He got a 1.5 on the hole shot, but Bailey Mears is able to pull right alongside of him. Both riders too close to call. 0.006 deficit was Bailey Mears, but he had enough to make the bronze medal right there.
Bailey Mears makes it happen for himself, taking that 5th place qualification result all the way to the podium. Bailey Mears with the bronze medal.
Yeah, both riders with a really clean run, and Bailey was just a little bit faster than Tyler. Got to be stoked on that.
I'm here with our bronze medalist, Bailey. Congratulations. Tyler did not make that one easy for you.
Nah, that's for sure. It's always tight and pump track, but it's why we love it so much.
And he definitely had the crowd on his side. What were you telling yourself going into that matchup?
What was I telling myself? Well, no. I was just there. I was like, you know what? No matter what happens, I just want to know that I've done the absolute best that I can. I'm absolutely smoked. But yeah, you know what? Tyler put up a great fight, and pump track's always physical, always intense, but it's always, you know what? Just do the best you can. You can't be upset with that.
We've got a big weekend ahead here at Crankworx. What's next for you?
That's for sure. Well, we're going to give downhill a bit of a run tomorrow. Still recovering back from a bit of a hugie in Cairns that I had. Went under the knife a couple of times, but we're back. We're having fun. We're going to just go down, have fun on the downhill bike. I've ridden it like 4 times, so we're just going to have a ball, do some skids, chuck some dust up, and see how it all goes.
Good luck for tomorrow. Congrats on the bronze medal.
Cheers, thank you.
Congrats goes out to Bailey Mears there. Great to see him back. Sounds like he's been on the mend. That's got to be a great feeling, you know, when it all comes together and you find yourself on a podium like that after a hugie. But we got more hardware to give out right here. We got a couple riders in the gate who have guaranteed themselves a spot on the podium. What color medal will they drape around their neck tonight? Man in Veenstra, Laura Smolders, only one can take the gold. This is the gold medal matchup for the women.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate.
Gate comes down. Looks like Manon Veenstra with a slight advantage right there, but Laura, who's been really fast all day long, putting all of her energy into these last couple of jumps. Side by side, both of these riders coming down to the finish. Too close for me to call.
Look at that, Laura Smulders does it. She takes that #1 qualification spot and earns the gold medal. It is a good night for the Netherlands fans here as they take a 1-2. Laura Smulders and Manon Veenstra, gold and silver.
What a race. The lead switching 2 or 3 times maybe from beginning to end on that final lap. What a competitive race between these two women.
Well, that smile from Laura right there says it all.
Yeah, absolutely. She was on her heels a little bit. She didn't get the whole shot. Manon had it right there. Manon was in the lead, and something right there when they were separated came together, and that momentum carried out of that final turn right there, up and over the stall wall, dropping into those final rollers. Watch the back tire, all of the energy right there. Every ounce you had left, push forward, and made it happen right there. Gold medal for the Netherlands, silver medal for the Netherlands as well.
Well, let's hear your gold medalist for the women, Laura Smulders. Come on up here, Laura. Congratulations. The #1 qualifier, all the pressure, all night long. Comes down to the final run. Like you say, Alan, on her heels, but keeps the eyes on the prize. Crosses that finish line first by just enough. Your winner of the Crankworx Rotorua Pump Track Challenge, Laura Smulders. Congratulations. What's it like hopping on this bigger bike, hopping on this course that's full of dirt? It's new for you, and you're just killing it.
It's so exciting, but also scary at the same time. Yeah, got this bike off of my coach. Just used it for this, and well, I've seen all the Crankworx live, and just wanted to really try myself, and just having fun. And yeah, it's definitely a bit bigger than my BMX bike, but it goes pretty fast.
What's in the water in the Netherlands? 1 and 2. That's got to feel good as well. Some national pride, I bet.
Yeah, that competitiveness, I guess that's it.
So what do you think? Is this going to be a thing that you kind of going to get hooked? You're going to join us on the World Tour, some more stops, or what?
Well, I was thinking of going to Whistler. That's a pretty big dream. I'm also a huge fan of the downhill. Just slow, though. But yeah, well, on the comments house since a few years, so they've also given me this opportunity. So who knows? Maybe I'll be in Whistler.
Something tells me this is not the last we will see from Laura Smulders. Congratulations. Let's hear it for her grabbing the gold medal. I think she's got the mountain bike bug. Put her there. Add that one to the trophy case. Congratulations. And there on screen, you see our final results for the women once the dust had settled. We got Laura Smulders grabbing the gold, Manon Veenstra with the silver, and Sabina Kazarkova. Podium perfection so far this season. She wraps up the bronze medal. But we have more business to take care of here tonight, don't we? We have a gold medal matchup for the men right now. Jackson Frew from Australia. And guess who else we got up there in that start gate? None other than a former king of Crankworx. Let's hear it for the local boy, Tuhoto Ariki Pene! We got some air moving out here tonight.
Riders ready, watch the gate.
Both riders exploding out of the gate on the transition. Tuhoto doing what he does and getting the whole shot. He's got about a half a bike length lead coming into the straight. What's it gonna be, Cam? Bringing me to the finish.
Tuhoto needs to make up 1:1:18. Can he do it? What's it gonna be? It is not going to be enough. Look at that. Jackson Frew takes the gold. taking that #1 qualification spot all the way to the top step of the podium.
Tohoto coming out of the back straight so fast, not able to stay on the ground over the stall wall. He scrubbed it with everything he had, but unfortunately just over jumping and missing that pump. And Jackson Frew able to regain the lead somehow in the last 10 feet of the track. Right here we see Tohoto with about half a bike length coming into these last couple of switchback turns. And then Jackson Frew pulls up right next to him, and you see Tohoto going to flat right there. Watch, just kind of floats. You see his back tire didn't actually regain contact with the ground till the bottom. He wasn't able to get that pump, and that was where Jackson Frew's strongest point on the track was, and he was able to make it happen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen of Rotorua, he was the #1 qualifier, rode strong all day. Grabbing the gold medal, it's none other than Jackson Frew. Let's hear it for him. Come on up, Jackson. Jackson, great riding today. We love seeing you in all the different disciplines that you sign up for. I was looking at my results sheet over there, and I believe the last time we saw you on a Crankworx Pump Track Challenge podium was Innsbruck last year, a bronze medal. How good does that feel to get back up onto the podium, and not that third place spot this time, the very top spot?
I've honestly got nothing. I still don't quite know how I put together my qualifying laps to get right up the front and then to keep putting laps together all night. I'd love to watch the replay because I got no idea what I was doing.
Well, the good thing is we were filming this, so you will be able to watch the replay. I gotta know, this place gets so loud when your friend Tohoto Arikipeni is in the gate. What is it like being the other guy when that amount of support is being vocalized?
It's so cool for Tohoto. I mean, being here in Rotorua, the crowd's awesome, the people are insane. They've put on an incredible track, and kind of sad that I had to be the guy to beat Tohoto, but at the same time, I'm happy to be here, and it's so cool seeing all the support he gets here.
Absolutely, and guess what? This is a very young season. Something tells me we're gonna see you guys battling out again on this 2025 season. Hey, once again, let's hear it for Jackson Frew grabbing the gold medal here at the Crankworx Rotorua Pump Track Challenge. Let's bring it out here. One for the trophy chest, Jackson Frew. Try that one on for size. Your gold medalist, ladies and gentlemen, Jackson Frew. Never disappoints, this Rotorua Pump Track Challenge. The fact that we get to kick the season off here with one of the events that we kind of revere as a fun evening activity, right? We got the beer garden going on, we got the loud crowd, and this is always the best way to kick off the World Tour.
Yeah, there's something electric about under the lights here as the sun's going down up on the hill. Always head-to-head action is so tight. Pump track is just so intense from beginning to end. Man, I'm tired.
First World Tour stop, but it's stop #2 of this Crankworx Pump Track series. Let's take a look at our overall leaderboard right now for that series. If you think back to who won back there in Christchurch, who won here today, we got our team crunching the numbers on that, but we're going to continue to just swap the lead back and forth. If we've learned one thing over the last 20 years of doing this, it's whoever is showing strength at the beginning of the season doesn't necessarily mean that's who's going to end up wrapping up the series at the end, is it?
Yeah, we saw an interesting night. New faces up at the top in the women's field, but also on the men's field, you know, things were not really the way that Gilchrist wanted to go down. Is it the world champ Stripes curse? Who knows? Is it going to carry on? We don't know, but you know he's going to come back fighting.
Well, congratulations goes out to our winners from the bike race, but guess what? We got a winner for this shirt right here. Is it Kennedy Wiley? She's a youngster out of New Zealand. She followed all those directions, those strange directions we gave to follow all those accounts and comment. Congratulations goes out to Kennedy Wiley. This is your jersey. Here, we're gonna get it in a box. We're gonna mail it to you, just like this. I'm gonna send it to the post office right now. There we go. Congratulations, Kennedy Wiley. Thanks for playing along out here. What a night, man. We got a big one coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. We got an early start. What are we going to do out here? We're changing it up. We're going to do slope style early tomorrow morning. The conditions are going to be perfect for the men and women. We're going to have a new format. It's going to be one of the most exciting slope styles to kick off the season.
Downhill tomorrow, too. I mean, there's something for everybody. Sometimes you got somebody who prefers watching a downhill race over a slopestyle competition, and vice versa. If you come out here to the venue tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get to see it all.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could think of better than watching just a downhill or a slopestyle is being able to do it in the same day.
Slopestyle for breakfast, 8:45 a.m. start time for slopestyle. We have some bright young faces on the tour this year. Caden Ingersoll is a rider who is going to be competing in his first Crankworx Slopestyle World Tour stop tomorrow. I think he's a rider who could even win it.
Yeah, I mean, looking at how he's been warming up and some of the moves he's had up on the course in practice, in the limited practice that he's had, he's coming in looking poised like a veteran. He's doing all the right things.
I think it is 5 second places that Tim Bringer has. Can he get his win tomorrow? We will find out. Join us here tomorrow for Slopestyle. Thanks for joining us here for the Pump Track Challenge. We'll see you bright and early in the morning.